seed to start making a shell, and without having Oregon State start working with our private industry to do the testing of the water and then figuring out what it was that needed to be added to the water to have that industry resumed. We have the largest producer for private stocks of oysters on the West Coast in Metarts Bay, all there, and they would be the first to tell us. If it hadn't been for OSU, that would not have happened. And they are introducing the local oysters. They are working on production of a whole bunch of other seafoods, and could not happen if it hadn't been for the work done by your university. So I want to personally thank you from the perspective of my local area. And I think that people who don't know some of those things don't understand how valuable it is to have the resource and the number it takes, like you were saying with forestry. You have to have a mass. You have to have a base of enough people to have the interactions that are necessary to find that next thing, to solve the problem, the next worm that comes into our fruit crops that we had here a few years ago. All of those things happen because there are people already ready and there. And I guess I look at the governor's budget, and they have flat funded these programs. I should say again, because I think we underfunded the last time. So my understanding is, flat funding is not going to let you continue doing what you're doing. I would not expect, because there are inflationary costs. So I'm very concerned about that personally. I'd just like to know if you have any comments.
Well, thank you, Chair Roden. We're concerned about that as well. And you're right, flat funding will not allow us to continue to operate all of our programs at their current level. What we're asking for, we understand that we're still living in difficult times, but what we're asking for is the same proposed increase in funding for the statewide public services that's been recommended for all of higher education. As I said at the outset, these programs are an integral part of who we are and what we do, and they provide extraordinary dividends for the people of Oregon. So we're actually asking for an additional $7 million for the statewide public services. That would represent roughly the 3 to 3.5% per year during the biennium that has already been proposed for higher education.
Another question, Jeff.